All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating and honestly deeply troubling story about a beloved financial app that was harboring a dark billion-dollar secret. This is a story about a company that promised to be a financial lifeline for everyday Americans, but ultimately built an empire on deception. And we're going to break down exactly how they pulled it off.
So think about this for a second. What if your savings app was actually secretly stealing from you? Millions of people downloaded an app called PocketTrust, mostly because it promised to end that brutal paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. I mean, it was hailed by the media as a total miracle. But behind the clean design and those friendly little push notifications, a massive investigative thriller was unfolding. Let's look at how the cracks first started to show. To figure out how this whole thing unraveled, we actually have to start with 2 cents, literally. Picture this. It's 2:14 a.m. in Seattle. A young software engineer named Maya Torres is staring at her laptop while the rest of the city sleeps. She's just doing a routine back-end code review, right? But then she finds this hidden function buried deep in the payment system. At first glance, it just looks like a seemingly harmless 2-cent rounding discrepancy. But she keeps digging. Maya quickly finds another hidden adjustment, only this time it's for 4 cents. Then she finds another function, and it hits her. The code wasn't fixing processing mistakes, it was actively creating them. Every single time a user saved money, the app was shaving off these tiny amounts before moving the balance into their savings. 9 cents here, 4 cents there. Maya realized these weren't bugs at all. This was a deliberate system. PocketTrust was systematically shaving pennies off transactions across millions of users. They were literally turning the spare change of struggling people into an absolute goldmine. Sure, it's not enough for one person to notice on their own statement, but at scale, it was massive.
Section 1. Building the Illusion. From a $34 overdraft to a billion-dollar empire.
Okay, so to really grasp this betrayal, we gotta look at how PocketTrust started. The founder, Ryan Cole, built the company on a very specific promise, which was rooted in a childhood memory. They punish you for being poor. When Ryan was just 11 years old, he saw his mom crying over a $34 bank overdraft fee, and he never forgot it. He used this exact story everywhere, in interviews, investor pitches, ads. It built incredible trust because, well, it sounded real. He understood the frustration of bank fees, and he used that to gather a massive user base. But behind closed doors, completely different story. Externally, users were seeing this friendly, pastel-colored marketing, saying things like, "Nice move. Future you says thanks." It felt like you had a supportive friend right in your phone. But internally, the corporate language was cold, cynical, and ruthless. Small friction creates margin. They were projecting empathy on the outside while systematically extracting wealth on the inside.
And honestly, this illusion worked incredibly well. The app saw explosive growth, eventually reaching a staggering $1.6 billion valuation. I mean, they moved into a gorgeous San Francisco headquarters, complete with glass walls, nap pods, and this giant neon sign right in the lobby that read, "Money should feel fair." But here's the catch. As they grew, their expenses skyrocketed, and they desperately needed a way to actually make money off of a free app.
Section 2. Monetizing the margin. The 3 pillars of deception.
See, as the company was burning through cash, this new chief revenue officer, Victor Shaw, comes in and shifts them towards some highly predatory tactics. It started with the MAR system, or Micro Adjustment Recovery System. Here is exactly how it worked. Step 1, the user transfers funds. Step 2, the app deliberately delays the settlement and rounds the charge in the company's favor. Step 3, the app just pockets the difference. And whenever users complained, support agents were literally told to brush it off and blame bank processing delays.
But here's the kicker. MAR wasn't their only trap. Victor Shaw built out 3 separate revenue streams. Alongside that MRS skimming, they were also selling user financial stress data. Yep, they were packaging insights on exactly when people were low on cash or missing rent and selling it. And finally, they were pushing predatory emergency cash loans right inside the app, complete with ridiculously expensive fees. They were profiting from the exact financial desperation they claimed to be solving. Section 3. Confronting the CEO. The cost of asking questions.
So remember our engineer, Maya Torres? She sets up this super tense 5:30 p.m. meeting to confront the CEO, Ryan Cole. She goes in fully expecting him to be shocked by this rogue rounding system. Instead, he looks at her and gives this chilling justification. "You're looking at sense. I'm looking at impact." He completely weaponized the company's noble mission to justify systematic theft.
He basically argued that because they were helping people save overall, extracting those pennies was just the necessary cost of doing business. And then he told Maya to be careful, making it very clear she was now considered a threat.
And Maya's pushback? It triggered immediate corporate retaliation. Suddenly, her system access is mysteriously reduced, she's uninvited from crucial meetings, and out of nowhere, she starts getting these HR warnings about her communication style and team alignment. The company was obviously building a paper trail to push her out. But Maya fought back, quietly. She started gathering screenshots, Slack messages, and internal revenue reports as evidence.
Section 4. The Collapse. Unraveling a billion-dollar lie. Maya finally hits her breaking point and leaks all of this gathered evidence to an investigative journalist named Eli Grant. Once Eli published his viral article on a Monday morning, the collapse happened at absolute breakneck speed. Within 24 hours, total panic sets in and all transfers are paused. Within 48 hours, regulators open a formal investigation. And within exactly 1 week, partner banks suspended their relationships entirely. The whole facade was just shattered. But the real cost here wasn't just on the balance sheets. It was deeply human. Maya's actual breaking point was seeing a customer support complaint from a woman named Angela Reed. Angela was a single mom whose glowing 5-star review had actually been framed in the CEO's office. And Angela perfectly captured the devastation when she said, "They made me feel proud for saving. Then they made me feel stupid for trusting them." It wasn't just about a few dollars lost per user. It was the absolute humiliation and the complete weaponization of their trust. The ultimate fallout was absolute. That massive $1.6 billion valuation completely collapsed. CEO Ryan Cole resigned in total disgrace. That hypocritical neon fairness sign was literally stripped from the lobby walls, and regulators swooped in demanding massive settlements. The startup's deceptive foundation just completely crumbled the second it faced real public and regulatory scrutiny.
So it really makes you wonder, when a business uses trust as a trap, how long until someone actually checks the code? A friendly interface, some soft pastel colors, and nice notifications can easily hide a really dangerous reality. But as we learned today, systemic betrayal cannot be hidden forever. Eventually, someone always follows the money. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to always read the fine print. See you next time.